All right, so I've got the kit going. Actually, Abby soldered it together for me. She likes to solder, so that worked out well. The light's kind of swamping it out here. I'll turn the lights off in a minute and you can see what it looks like in the semi-dark. But here it is. Turned out nice. I scheduled about 45 minutes for each kid to solder. Granted, these kids, for the most part, have never soldered before. And it took Abby just a little over an hour. And she soldered many, many things. So, yeah, probably run back on time. But anyway, here it is. There's, I think it was 39 LEDs plus, or 36 LEDs plus one on the top, so 37. And then it's got a little USB plug on it. So I've just got it plugged into a little battery pack here. And underneath it, we put this battery holder. We're not actually going to put this on. It was a pain in the butt to get on. It's just this little itsy bitsy screw there. And then these wires were a real nuisance to try to fish through and crop and so on. So the project that we do tomorrow, we were not going to bother to put this little battery holder on the bottom. But everything else worked out perfect. We learned a lot. For example, the LEDs were supposed to be bent over just so that the thing would fish together, and we didn't. So we ended up, part of it is bent over and part of it is not. And then also Abby put the LEDs on last, and it turns out we probably should have put those on right after the resistors. So that's why we test. It does have a little button. Look at that. You turn it off, save on some batteries, turn it back on again. The circuit, actually let me grab the circuit real quick. So here's the circuit. It's actually super straightforward. It's just a real simple 3 resistor. I downloaded this off the internet. It turns out if you just Googled the part number, there was all kinds of documentation on it. It's just got these 3 NPN transistors that light 3 different series, and so that's what we've got going on here. And then Abby put a lot of effort into having the colors be in order, so in her case all the reds are on at the same time, give or take, greens, yellows, and so on. And the way it ends up working is it just starts over here and turns these on, and then then the capacitor turns on the next transistor and so on, and then it just cycles the whole thing over. And then way over here on the far end is the one on the top, and that's only on one of the 2 boards, so the boards are just slightly different. But anyway, that's what it was, and in the end we were missing 3 resistors that we needed, and we had all these extra parts. I'm not sure why some of these resistors were even in here. They're just extremely weird values, and they don't correlate with anything on the sheet nor on the board itself. And even this specifically says, you know, we need 3 10K resistors and then the equivalent of 3 1K resistors for both of them. But there was only 6 or 7 10K resistors or 1K resistors anyway. So we were super short on that. Oh, that's not right. So anyway, we were short on the 1K resistors. There were only 2 and we needed 6. And then we had a couple of extras, and there was even an extra NPN transistor. So anyway, that's the project. That's how it ended up in the end. Let me just turn the light off here for a second and you can see the bright lights. So there you are. Obviously it's not set up for shooting videos of LEDs in the dark. But anyway, that's what it ended up looking like here. I'm turning those other lights on. So because of the storm, we ended up not doing the event here today. We will do it tomorrow instead on Sunday. We'll be downtown at the Code Bootcamp office from, I don't know, give or take 1 to 5. If anybody wants to stop in and just say hi and see what the kids are doing, how they're doing, you're more than welcome to. I've got most of the kids signed up. There's a few that are out of town, so we'll catch those again. So anyway, that's what we did. That's what we'll be soldering together tomorrow. We've got about 14, 15 kids total. We're not going to get them all done tomorrow. But anyway, that was the project. We'll see you.